up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Well, 'tis the season for salt and wire corrosion, and well, anybody running chicken lights will tell you it's difficult to keep them all working in this kind of weather with the road salt and grime and so on. The last time we had lighting issues, Chris found some catastrophically bad front end components. This time we had two lights that were burnt out. Chris fixed them up. Actually, one was just wiring, the other was the light itself. So Orwell at least looks good going down the road again once we get a load. However, we are working in the shop this week, so I've been trying to edit video. Chris has been tirelessly working on special projects here at the shop. So I'm going to show you what actually has been getting done. So while Orwell sits here waiting for a load, got Christmas coming up too, so that's a thing. But busy here as always. Let me cut the lights off and I'll show you what's been happening. Got some progress around here. That's awesome. So this has been an interesting week. So Orwell just got back from the last load it did was from Morris, Illinois up to the yard and at Widmeyer's. What we did is we went down to Ritchie Brothers in Morris, Illinois after dropping off that Komatsu in Michigan. Went to Morris, Illinois, Ritchie Brothers, picked up that auction truck, dropped it off the yard, and then we deadheaded up here. So Orwell's back in, just pretty much gone over them real quick, make sure everything's copacetic, good to go. But that's really not the focus of today's video. I wanted to show off on some of the stuff that got done while we were gone. Now this here is some steel, well actually two pieces of aluminum strips, two different sizes I should say, 4 pieces, two different sizes, and then some 3/16 inch steel. That's all for this other project Chris is working on right now. Meanwhile, I'll show you Elaine over here. This is what got done. So a few videos ago we were showing while I was out driving, Chris is over here working and painting. So what's gotten done here is Chris went and removed everything that needed to be replaced. Now, one airbag on this truck was pretty new, but the other three are pretty rotten, so all that's gone. The brakes are gone, brake chambers are gone, hoses, well, they're still in there just so we know what to hook up. But basically, anything brake related is gonna have to be replaced. It's being held up by these wooden blocks that keeps the frame up off the stops. That way it was able to be painted at reasonable ride height situation there. So yeah, it's gonna get all new brakes, all new drums, everything pretty much all new. Plan is eventually the drive shafts are gonna come out, replace the U-joints and so on, and they'll be painted. It looks a lot better than it did when it first rolled in here. That's basically the goal. We're not trying to restore, it's not a show truck, but the idea is to make it look better, decent, and to be honest, serviceable, so if it ever starts to, listen, we live up here in Wisconsin, and as we were talking about with Orwell's bumper and the lights and stuff, corrosion happens. There's just no getting around that. So we want to be able to replace, repaint, whichever, as we go. So it starts to flake up and have problems, rough it up, repaint it, good to go. What we're using is Rust-Oleum paint. So to be honest, the reason for that is it's easier to do repairs if you literally can just shake a rattle can and clean it real quick. That way we don't got to strip it all the way down again. Makes it a lot easier. But in this case here, he's mixing it up by the gallon, so that's the idea. That's why we're doing it that way. Also, good news on the engine side of Elaine. I just got off the phone this morning. The diesel shop gave me a call and told me, okay, they got the PT pump figured out what it is, what the parts are required to make it function properly. And it's going to be more than I anticipated, but it'll still be within the ballpark of reasonable. It's just this particular engine is kind of an oddball. So what we could have done with that other engine back there for the Ford, that Cummins, sitting back there on that stand, you can see it. Yeah, there is a difference in technology. I personally think they went backwards by overcomplicating it, but nonetheless, that's the engine that came with Elaine. So that should be coming up here pretty soon also. Hopefully, the game plan now is right around Christmas time, I'll have the Ford frame bought and paid for. Then we just got to go up and get it, and then we're going to start seeing this little section of the shop turn into a whole nother truck. Which brings us to the next problem. Well, we're running out of space. I don't care who you are, I don't care how much money you have or how little you have. When you take over a space, you will fill it. I don't care how big it is. I literally believe if I had a shop the size of the county, I would fill it somehow, some way. It would be full of stuff. And that's where we are. Obviously, I don't have a shop the size of a county. When I first started getting into larger shop spaces, I literally remember thinking, I'll never fill it. I could never have been more wrong in my life. Say what now?
This trailer was painted purple, or at least the framework was. If it shows up.
Huh. Purple.
Yeah, all this was purple. I swear what I was seeing, all this, yeah. Those two have been replaced at some point. But
so these are the steel cross members that go crossways on the trailer. Well, this is where the landing gears used to be. Well, there's one there, and there's another one there, and they're not even connected anymore because, well, they used to be attached to this cobbled up mess. Chris showed me this yesterday. I couldn't believe. We'll get into this here. You guys probably be like, what in the world? But this is like cobbled up mess over cobbled up mess. And then, yeah, I don't even really know how to describe what was. So that brings up previous videos. Everyone was wondering what Chris was building. What was he welding? Somebody guessed a vice stand or a grinder stand or something. I forget what it was. It's gonna be a vice stand when it's done, but right now they're stilts. So we got the upper fifth wheel plate back in the trailer. Obviously it's capable of holding weight. This is just the front plate we still have to fabricate and bolt together, but that just covers that space. Obviously it's capable of holding weight, so Chris went and built these stands and put them on Elaine's old brake drums and welded them to it. That way you don't have to worry about it wobbling off or side shifting away. So there it is. That's what he built. And that's what's holding up the trailer. The landing legs just kind of help brace it because we are removing so many cross members. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 51 inches worth of material. That's about 51 inches of material that'll be missing. Chris taped right there. That's where the landing legs were actually underneath directly. But that all went in as a unit, kind of similar to the upper fifth wheel plate, how it had a side piece to it. So here's your cross members that were rusty, cobbled up, and just junk. But there's a side piece to it as well. This is steel. Here's the aluminum side of the trailer. There's the steel. So it was built like a box. So the idea is remake it with a new box. That's what that steel on the other side of Orwell is for these side pieces. We've got I-beam material laying right here, so we're good there. But we need that side piece. Once that's all done, then the new landing leg, or sorry, the new brackets will be installed, and the old landing legs that Chris made work again. They weren't really broken, they just were...
There's a pin broke off in the gearbox.
A roll pin.
Roll pin.
So
they were probably stuck and you jam it and it just shears the pin off. So I just took it apart, put a bolt in it, and it works.
So we have serviceable landing legs, we just have nothing to bolt it to as of right now. He just has these up here for just a little more support on the trailer. So yeah, there it is. So the fun part is getting all this crap out, because unlike the upper fifth wheel plate that only hook to the sides and the front, there's floor screws that go into each and every cross member from the top down. So rather than rip them out, they got to be cut out one at a time.
Well, we've got a finished floor in there with carpet and everything. That complicates things. I don't know how we're going to go back yet, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah, it would be nice to put floor screws back in, wouldn't it?
Well, we're going to have to somehow.
Especially the back
because
when we get
like,
there.
Nothing is really strong, but all of it together makes the box. So you've got to have them screws. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but something is going to have to go back. There was a couple places where they had bolted it, but they did that before they put the carpet down. So we're going to have to. We might have to pull the carpet. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This trailer's turning into a project, but nonetheless, it's worth keeping. I think it's just a piece of, again, back to the original point to it, it is a piece of trucking history. A lot of guys, these are starting to disappear real quick, and these things meant a lot to a good amount of drivers. So I'd like to at least keep one around with somewhat quasi-original purpose. So there you go. I mean, there's a lot of work to put in a trailer, but nonetheless. But back to the original thing, we are running out of room, and that would be nice to have Bay 2 back. Well, show them this cobbled up mess, because this was like a fix on a fix.
Yeah, it looked like multiple fixes. The wing brackets, the dolly legs bolted here. See, it's been skinned over. I had to cut that out to get the bolts out to get them out, but there's just a lot of multiple pieces added. This one's been skinned too. That was added.
Yes, the original one had the holes, and then they skinned over it, including skinned over the bolts, like here. You had to cut that out or skin this on both the legs from the bracket.
You see, apparently this end was all rusted. They cut it out, and then same as the other side, they skinned over top of it. I mean, it worked, but the cross members are junk. You got to take this out to replace them, so we're just going to redo all this mess and simplify it.
Yeah. This has been literally repaired many times over.
Yeah, there's several layers of stuff that I had to cut through.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, it is a vintage trailer. I tend to think it's pretty cool. You usually don't see the feet on the bottom of the landing legs like that. Usually it's like what I have on my step deck. So I think it's kind of cool to be able to retain them if we can. So, but there's nothing wrong with them. They work. But with that roll pin replaced, and there's a detent you think that we can get still.
Yeah, you can get all the parts for them gearboxes. We used to stock them at one job I had. But yeah, all we need is a detent spring, and it's good. You can do it without it. I mean, how often are you going to drop and hook?
Yeah, it's not going to be used a whole heck of a lot. But it is somewhat serviceable, so that's the idea. But we need to make it structural. So that's the purpose of this little exercise. So I don't know how long it'll be. This might just be an update inserted into another video. Might make its own video, I'm not really sure. But looks pretty labor intensive to get all that crap out of there. So may as well show how we're going to do one or two of them and then work on from there. Because you got a little system you already worked with.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
I'm down to the last cross member.
Oh, really? She got all done?
Cutting the screws up. Yeah, the pull screws. Yeah.
Oh, crap. We might be... Wow, okay.
But then I've got to cut all these rivets off before we can drop it out.
Yeah.
The side rivets.
Oh, okay. Well, I might actually get it done reasonably soon then. Cool. All right, well, on to the next. Basically, pry the cross member down, stick the cutting wheel in there, and cut the bolt. One at a time.
Watch where the sparks go, because there's a lot of insulation and stuff that can burn. We don't want to get through that again.
Yeah. The comment section will yell at us.
I don't know any other way of doing this without pulling the floor up inside.
Them's the one you got already?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's steel.
Yep. Trying to grind. Yeah, if they're aluminum, they would grind off
Yeah.
Like those, I cut off inside. I just ground them off and then popped them out. These, a little different.
Hearing is overrated.
Yeah.
Wow, it's not even full. There's a lot more in there to go, ain't there?
Yeah. Well, it's, the way it's puckered out,
Yeah.
it's hard to get in there. We're gonna plate this anyways, but I don't want to take off more aluminum.
Better off drilling or no?
Huh?
Better off drilling maybe?
I don't know. They're a half-inch rivets.
Oh.
Half-inch thick, you know. Hits harder than that one. It's a good high dollar Mac one. It ain't been worth the crap since I got it.
Oh. All right.
See that little thing?
Yeah.
That thing's a piece of junk. Yeah.
3 down, 3 to go on this side. Oh no, more. Oh, those are bolts though.
These two are bolts.
Yeah.
I got 2, 5 more.
Yeah. Okay.
Get away from that. I think if I add one, still stay within that range, range, but add one, so I can stagger them.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I want to build.
Just to give a little more.
Well, the lead where the floor sits on.
Right.
Gone.
Right.
Okay. So I just move it a little bit.
Should I have gotten flat to go in that ledge?
Now, like I said, this piece you bought is a little bit long.
Okay.
Which works out good. I spaced it out on each end, so I can move this out just an inch.
Gotcha.
And I can add, go in between where there's three bolts. Same with on the back. It'll work out.
All right, let me get this fired up and backed out. We're going to Aspen, boys and girls. That'll be in another video coming up, but for right now we got to go get loaded up at Chilton MB Company. So, oh, and it snowed last night, so it's first like real snowfall, I guess. 3-4 whole inches. While I was editing a video, you were busy.
Yeah, I got that frame out. It wasn't terrible with the forklift. A couple things. There's a wire passed through and a screw that I missed to cut off. Other than that, it came right out.
All right, and the new one, you say you're going to build that on site in the trailer.
I'm going to weld it good enough to hold it and then pull it out and finish welding.
Okay.
And I can paint everything. So we don't end up like this again. And like I said, I want to add cross members, so that's the only way to do that is in there. So I know where to put them.
Right. Okay. So yeah, once again, we put the aluminum strips just to reinforce the side here. So I guess you're drilling the ones for the other side now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got this side. I'm getting ready to mark those holes so I can pull that one off and drill it.
Okay. Oh, you already pre-drilled the steel too. Okay.
Yeah, everything's in there. That side's in there. This side, the steel's drilled, the top piece is drilled. I just gotta do the bottom.
Right.
And I can bolt it up. We may need some more bolts. This is an easy way to mark your holes.
Now you just take the aluminum down and drill it.
Yep, and there's the holes. Center punch them and you're good.
There you go.
That's it.
All right, well, we're making progress. We got about 3.5 feet finished, and then we got that little bit we didn't have to do, and this little bit we got to do, and then all that in the rear, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. How the heck that's going to happen?
Several videos, probably.
Yeah. Nonetheless, progress it is.
There's the holes. Easy.
There you go. All right, well, I'll leave you to the drilling and I'll get to trucking, but I'll be back. Plan is I'm just gonna go get loaded today, come back, because we gotta wait a week from today to unload. So today's Friday, next week, middle of the week's Christmas. Friday I gotta meet the rep in Aspen, Colorado, deliver that MB. So there we are. That'll be an interesting little trip. Can't wait to bring it to you. So let's see here, I'm not really sure. Well, we'll see how this week plays out, or this upcoming week plays out. So, all right, well, we'll let Chris's dually thaw out. And it should be done by the time I get back. All righty, boys and girls, we made it into Chilton. A couple more blocks and we'll be over there picking up our load. This is kind of the winter that I, believe it or not, I actually enjoy. And what I mean by that is, it's pretty. You know, the storm is ended, the storm has gone by. And then the sun comes out, and then the plows start coming out, start clearing the roads. People do their sidewalks, you know, or our parking lot. It looks pretty out, you know, it's just, it's like the gloomy storm comes in, and the sun comes out, and then it goes away, and it's a wash, rinse, repeat. Which is why me and Chris are seriously thinking about taking the razors out this weekend, because I just think it'd be a pretty thing to do. Even if it's cold, it'd still be real pretty and fun. So we're looking forward to that. You know, we're going to this load. We're going to the winter wonderland. You know, where all the bigwigs and all the upper crusties, they go skiing up in Aspen, and they land at the airport, and that's what we're going to go do, is bring them their trucks so they can keep their airport cleared off. And that's pretty cool, no matter how you look at it. That's just cool stuff. I've never been there. I've never been anywhere near that region. I've never really got off the interstate once you go west of Denver. So I think that'd be just fun. We'll put our diff in now. I see our parking lot's still a little icy. But no, I think it'd be a lot of fun. And load-wise, we were offered, when I called yesterday, we were offered Yakima, Washington, or Aspen, Colorado. I'm not getting into the pay difference between the two, but Aspen was more attractive. And also, you know, with the channel, it'll be cooler to see. It'll just be more fun. And I've been to Yakima, Washington, but I've never been to Aspen, Colorado. So I think right that alone would be worth it. Where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to actually
in there, buddy,
break down in there?
Can you do it?
I can, yeah.
Detach right there. You detach right there.
All right.
I'll get this show on the road.
Okay.
Where do you grab it?
Aspen.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I guess you got the Yakima one, huh?
Yeah. Where are you going?
Aspen, Colorado.
I've got that same rig.
It works.
Yeah.
Trying it out because the one on my head, yeah, but sometimes I turn my head too quick, you know, so I figured I'd try this, see if I used this at Louisville 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It seemed to work okay, but
sure, they do work.
But with this kind of crap, I figured let me try this one instead.
Yeah, I bought a ball cap that's got a GoPro mount.
Yeah. Mine's like a strap goes over your head.
Got one of those
yep.
too.
Yeah.
I'm afraid with it being slick, it might fall.
Oftentimes, if I hook that funnel, I could shove it.
Just one time.
Yeah. All right, that unit's going to Yakima. He likes to play with his rear steer. Just watch that, it looks close. You see, you kept it nice and warm for me.
I did.
Wow. Why can't you bring snowblowers to Miami?
You know, it needs to snow down there.
Yeah, well, it does snow. It just doesn't melt when it gets warm.
Yeah, iguanas falling out of the trees.
No, wrong snow.
Yeah. Oh, it's right.
They got that snow down there.
I need the snow.
Yo, bring that over more. Not good. There we go. All right, fresh from Wisconsin to Aspen, Colorado. Got this old, I forget who sings that song. My dad had this old tape, like old country music. I don't think it was a Stoneman. Colorado, Colorado, Colorado. I can't remember the rest of the words.